Good morning, students. I hope you are watching the videos, doing your homework, completing the work which has been given to you. So we have completed plant tissue. Now we are doing animal tissue. Animal tissue is of four types. Already we have discussed. That is epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue and nervous tissue. Among that, epithelial tissue and connective tissue we have completed. Today we will start muscular tissue. So muscular tissue is contractile tissue which possesses contractile protein inside the cell which held together by connective tissue. Matrix is absent. Already we have discussed that in connective tissue matrix was present, that can be in the form of the jelly-like, solid or liquid. But here matrix is absent. Cells of the muscular tissues are elongated. They are called muscle fibers also. Contractile element of muscle fibers are called myofibrils that helps in the contraction of the muscle. Contraction and relaxation of the muscle produces movement. Now muscular tissue is of three types, that is striated muscle, unstriated muscle and cardiac muscle. First is striated muscle. As the name suggests, striated. Striated means the striations are there. So they are long cylindrical. If you see the structure, I'll show you in the diagram. It is long cylindrical unbranched muscle cells which bear the striation in the form of the alternate light and dark bands. So children, you will able to see this light and dark band in this striated muscle. A number of oval nuclei occur peripherally in each cell. It means that it is multinucleated. Multinucleated means more than one nucleus is present. They work under the control of our will. That's why they are also known as the voluntary muscle. And location, if you find, it is present in the arms, legs, hands, feet, etc. because it helps in the movement. One thing is more there, as it is directly attached to the skeletal, that's why it is also known as the skeletal muscle. So mind it, children, that striated muscles are also known as the skeletal muscle and voluntary muscle. So don't get confused if it is being asked by the other name also. Now see here the diagram. These are the dark and the light band. See, dark and the light band which are present here in the muscle. And as I have told you, it is multinucleated. So see here, so many nucleus are there. So it is multinucleated, unbranched. See here, no branching is being seen here. So it is cylindrical structure. Already I have discussed cylindrical structure, unbranched, alternate light and dark bands are present and is multinucleated, and is also known as the voluntary or skeletal muscle. So children, question can be asked that why it is known as the voluntary muscle or why it is known as the skeletal muscle. So the answer will be that as it is under our control, that's why it is known as the voluntary muscle. Now question can be asked that why it is known as the striated muscle, because it is having the alternate light and dark bands. That's why it is known as the striated muscle. Or it can be asked that why it is known as the skeletal muscle, because these muscles are directly attached to the skeletal. That's why it helps in movement also. That's why it is known as the skeletal muscle. Now function of this striated muscle. Already I have told you that these muscles are attached to the bones, so it helps in the movement. Even the blinking of our eyes is being done with the help of this striated muscle. Now unstriated muscle. Unstriated muscles are spindle shaped, unbranched muscle cell. These are also called the smooth muscle fiber because they do not bear any striation. So we can say that the unstriated because it is not having any alternate light or dark band. Smooth muscle fiber occur in sheet. It occurs in the form of the sheet, and each muscle fiber contain a centrally placed single, oval or spindle shaped nucleus. These muscles are not under our control. That's why it is also known as the involuntary muscle. Okay. So don't get confused if it is being asked. Write the difference between the voluntary and involuntary muscle. So voluntary muscles are those muscles which are under our control, and involuntary muscles are those muscles which are not under our control. For example, the digestion of the food or the passing of the food through the esophagus cannot be controlled by ourselves. So this is being done with the help of this unstriated muscle, as these muscles are not under our control. Now see here, plasma shape of this muscle, this is spindle shaped, nucleus is present, and plasma membrane, sarcoplasm means the liquid present inside. So this is a spindle shaped cells. See, spindle shaped structure is there. Uninucleate, as one nucleus is present here. There we have seen that these striated muscles are multinucleate. Here it is uninucleate. So see children, here 3 questions can be arise that why it is known as the unstriated muscle. So you will write that it is known as the unstriated muscle because the alternate light and dark bands are absent. Next thing is that it can be asked that why it is known as the smooth muscle, because it is present in the visceral organ, means the smooth organs of our body. That's why it is known as the smooth muscle. Another is that why it is known as the involuntary muscle, because these muscles are not under our control. That's why it is known as the involuntary muscles. Now see here the location. So it is occur in the visceral organ of the body like the stomach, intestine, ureter, lungs, etc. So this is the location of the involuntary muscles. Now function. Smooth muscles are not under our control but work as per the requirement of the body. So wherever the requirement of the body is there it helps in the working of that part of the body. And as it is not under our control, so as already I have told you that it is involuntary muscle. It helps in the movement of the food by the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of our alimentary canal. Okay, so it helps in the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the alimentary canal. So that's all for today children. Write down the homework that you have to write the structure and you have to draw the diagram. Rather you draw the diagram and write the function of both the muscles, that is the voluntary muscle and involuntary muscle. So complete your work, and soon when I'll complete this chapter, I'll take the test of this chapter. So start preparing for the test also. Thank you.